So let's see. Oh, let's see. Oh, this is from Amy. Okay. Dawn recommended Dr. Silber to me. He is now my doctor. My first transfer with two embryos failed with Dr. Silber, but I went through Hurricane Helene right after my transfer. So all of the stress, I'm sure, was a huge factor. My next transfer in February will be a success with Dr. Silber. Well, Amy, I plan on it being a success. I'm looking forward to February. I'm looking forward to seeing you again. Sorry, the first transfer did not result in a pregnancy, but they don't all result in a pregnancy. But we will persist and we'll make sure you have your family. I'm really thrilled to take care of you.
Yes. And February is a good month because I got pregnant in February. Yeah.
Okay, now here's another question. How do I find donor eggs? Well, first you understand that there are two approaches to donor eggs. There are frozen egg banks, and then there's getting fresh donors. Now, I have nothing against the principle of frozen egg banks because egg freezing works very well. But I am going to go out of my limb publicly and say that donor egg banks have become very corrupted because they overstimulate young women to get 30, 40, or 50 eggs that they normally wouldn't get quality. And so there's a lot of bad quality eggs in such a huge cohort. And then they divide it up five, six, or seven ways to different women so they can make more profit. And you may be getting the worst cohort. And then even if what you get is a bad blastocyst, as long as it's a blastocyst, then they don't guarantee any future cycles. So they wind up really maximizing their profit. It lowers your cost, but it maximizes their profit by dividing it up so many ways. And we haven't had very good luck with the donor egg banks. However, we can get fresh donor eggs through agencies, and you can communicate with them and make your own choice as to which donor you want. And they come to St. Louis, and we do the stimulation and the aspiration, and you get all of the eggs. And you'll probably wind up with at least three or four blastocysts. That'll give you over a 97% chance of at least one baby. It's a little more complicated for us to do that actual work rather than just having an egg sent to us, but we wind up with much higher success rates. So that's what I recommend of those two choices. But what Dawn helped me find was you also can go on Facebook and go on the internet, and there are people that are ready to donate their embryos. Uh,
It's called like donor
Go ahead.
donor donor embryo donor egg sharing IVF group. Anyway, it's free group to join. There's over 11,000 members. There's people from all over the world, all different races. Like I say, they have these embryos in storage and they don't want to just discard them. They want to give them life. And all you got to do is go through there and research and read the posts and comment. And that's what I did. And that's how I found my private match with my donor.
So that's good advice for everybody to have. I did not realize because, I'm a little older than Dawn. And so young people find these things out. And I didn't realize that. You can, if you find that the donor egg bank or the donor egg agencies are too expensive and beyond your ability, you can just go to these internet sites and you can actually get a hold of Dawn. Dawn can help you out with this, and you'll be able to get a hold of people that want to give up their extra embryos, and so it turns out to be a great blessing. This is just adds another possibility. I'm not against donor eggs, of course. I love doing it, but if it's beyond your ability, you have these other abilities to go to Dawn's type of groups and find your embryos, and we'll make sure that whatever embryo gets transferred to us to transfer to the patient is going to be legitimate. We'll check all the paperwork and make sure everything is done right. Infectious disease testing, we'll make sure everything is done right. So that's just another option that I bring up. So we have any other questions?
Here for a minute. Sorry, I had to reconnect.
I didn't hear that. Say that again.
Oh, I had to reconnect. I lost you some on the tablet. Took me a minute.
Oh, I
Sorry.
see. So Jen Simmons put up the what they're called: donor embryo, donor
Yes,
egg sharing, and IVF.
she's
So
my donor.
is she the one that helped you?
Yeah, she's
Okay.
my yeah.
Well, Jen, thank you for putting that up there. I'm glad you did, because it's so often that women reach the age where their eggs are no longer fertile and run out of eggs, and it's becoming a little more and more expensive to go for donor eggs through companies and agencies. And it's fantastic if we can just do it in this way, in a communal way. It is. Nonprofit communal system is great, and it resulted in people like Dawn being happy. And Dawn's going to have more babies. I'm
At
looking
least
forward to that.
one more. Yes, and Lacey, that's my friend. My friend.
Now let's see. This is from Lacey. Dawn is my best friend, and she's an amazing woman and mom. I just had my IVF baby in May. Oh, great. Well,
Yes.
thank you, Lacey. Thanks for piping in there. I can believe that Dawn has many best friends.